Alright, so this is my vlog for C2E2 2017. I don't have my glasses on. Just wondering why the viewfinder looks so blurry. That I can never learn to turn my goddamn phone off. Anyway, so yeah, that con was last weekend. This is coming to this weekend, and again, I need to fix my camera. Jeez, I actually tried filming this probably a couple days after the con, and that video was just, it was horrible. It was just a lot of ers, and then not really even talking about the con, because I was just, I think because it was still so fresh, I was just more talking about, like, travel, to and from. But anyway, C2E2, ended up missing the first day, the Friday. I'll get into that. But yeah, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, it got a little crowded. Like, I felt like it was New York Comic Con. Like, just how crowded it got. Nowhere as crowded, but just, like last year, all 3 days, we could walk around, arms spread out, wee, all that stuff. I was like, I should bring my big ass dress, But like on Saturday, I was like, oh shit, okay. God, guess the word is out about this convention. Sunday wasn't Sunday. Oh God, wasn't so bad. It was, the con was still, like the con was last year. Bunch of people, tons of like pretty cool costumes. Like, I think this year round, I didn't see that many like big like crazy costumes. I saw it. Wow, I'm Canadian all of a sudden. I saw it more, I think, on social media when people were talking about like the cosplay championships, and most of the time those people, they just show up in costume for like an hour, however long those things, and blah blah. Anyway, that's my own gripe about competitions in general. But anyway, but yeah, there was a lot of pretty like cool costumes, a lot of great people. I got to meet Brad Jones, Cinema Snob, again, which was cool. Watch his movie Jesus Bro. I haven't gotten a chance to because I'm waiting for my my Indiegogo copy. Anyway, I met him, ran into a buddy Rich that is a New York artist that, when I first met at New York Comic Con, and every time there is a convention, I know, like, he's at, always, like, he even dropped by my job one day. It was kind of funny. But yeah, it was funny because he was by himself, so he sees, like, me, and he's like, oh my god, it's good to see a familiar face. He's like, oh my god, this is, and I get it, because, shit, if I was there by myself, it would just be like, because at least at New York cons, it's like, there at least someone I know. Chicago, I don't know anyone. But anyway, yeah, so it was fine. I think this year, the Artist Alley, it felt larger than last year. It might have been the same. It felt larger. Only because again, probably it's because of the crowd of people or something, but it just felt longer to go through. There's, like, no offense to other artists, there's one part where we kind of go through, and then I was like, let me look at the map. Let me go find my friend. I was like, we were at, like, was it, like, G or something, and he was in, like, row Q. We're like, alright, sorry. Like, sorry, everyone else. There were other artists I wanted to see, because I usually see them a lot, and just be like, oh, hey, but it's mainly because we missed the first day, so we had a lot of catch-up to do, like going through the aisles, see if there's anything I want to buy, figuring things out. Okay, I'll buy that tomorrow, like that kind of shit. So it was a lot of like, alright, let's just, do that. Other than that, again, the con was in that huge space as always. I actually saw, like, the lower levels. Last time I didn't. I don't even think we went one level lower. I think we just went up. I remember, like, Glee and I just kept going higher and higher, and just, like, saw where obviously all the panels were. It just kept going up and up and up and going around and all that stuff. I don't think we went down, because I don't know how, but we missed that huge fountain downstairs that was, like, shooting water. And I remember, well, one, we mainly found it because I wanted to go to the bathroom to double check, like, my beard and stuff for day one, and, like, my hair and all that shit. And I saw that they had, like, an all-gender bathroom, and I'm like, okay, that's even better, so we can, go in the bathroom together. Yeah, so we went into the bathroom, like, as we're heading the way down. Obviously I saw the fountain, and I was like, holy shit, dude, let's go down there after we get out of the bathroom. So that was cool. Obviously checked all the stuff, all the glue was good. Paul was good. I'm like a sweat bag, so you know, I had to like do a little retouch couple places, you know, because I sweat all over. I'm a sweat bag yet. I still do like all that adhesive, full face prosthetics. Nope, still gonna do it. You know, he was fine. He wasn't even close to sweating. Although it makes sense he wasn't sweaty at all because like he was half naked because, you know, with his chest like exposed and he's got his legs exposed, arms exposed. You know, like me, it was just kind of arms and then like a little bit like my thigh, but I was also in like foam. I was also in like fucking foam, and then foam here and foam here and foam, you know. And then I had to wear like a binder to get my tits down and, you know, all that shit. And it was just the thighs showing, but that, and then, yeah. Anyway, but like I said, sweat bag. So, yeah, it was all cool. The amazing, like, positive comments, reactions, yada yada, all that stuff to, you know, Paul's costume just really made me kind of like forget the whole shittiness of missing the first day and, you know, starting our convention weekend a day late kind of stuff. You know, it was great because, you know, funny enough, like this was supposed to be done for New York Comic Con. You know, he just couldn't make it, so I just finished on mine. And in all honesty, I'm kind of glad because the amount of work that went into like his wig and then the beard and the mustache and all the styling, like the coloring, the styling, all that stuff, you know, it took so long. Like it was literally like the night before and I was seriously like finishing like hand tying the beard, and then I had to color it, and then I had to style it and set it and add the little accessory doodads, you know. So it was like kind of nerve-wracking, you know. But anyway, yeah, so that was cool. And then like Sunday we decided to just do X-Men again. Paul was a little upset because he couldn't find like his little poncho thing, like the red poncho thing for his bishop, as always. He couldn't figure out where the fuck his like utility belt was. But you know, he couldn't find like that glove that, you know, I put the lights on, so I still just painted his arm. Yeah, you know, I did the M and all that stuff. So some key parts were missing. At least he had his BFG with him, so that was good. And I did my roller derby rogue, which was fun because, like, it was fun skating around, like, C2E2. I was like, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And it was funny because, you know, people saw me with the helmet, they kind of saw, like, the elbow pads, like, alright. And then when they saw me moving, like, on, like, the con floor, and I was just kind of like, woo, like that. People were like, what? And I would see people, like, they'll see me, because I'm already tall, and then with the skates on, even taller, they'll see me, and I'm just kind of like, you know, and then they look down, they're like, everyone's like, oh my god, she's actually on skates. Yeah, they're actually on skates. You know, and there's some parts where it's not carpeted. So I was just kind of like, whoosh, 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 which was fun. I'm glad I didn't get stopped by security at all to, like, not do that or, like, all that shit. Because there's one part where I was just, like, kind of standing there and taking a bit of a break, and I was being stupid just doing this. Like, just kind of, like, moving my legs back and forth like I'm on a fucking Nordic track or some shit. Some girl in, like, a Dazzler cosplay came up to me and she goes, how did you get in here with these skates? I was like, what do you mean? I had on sneakers and I changed them into skates and now I'm here. And she said apparently, like, yesterday she had a skate costume and she was told to, like, not. And I was like, oh, okay. And all I'm thinking, like, the only reason why they probably said that was that yesterday was way more crowded. So, like, I turned to Paul and I was like, well, thank God we decided to fucking do that, you know, today, you know, where it's not as crowded. It was still, like, pretty crowded. Anyway, yeah. As always, you know, we took pictures. The only time I fell on those skates is when I was trying to do that freaking, like, booty picture. And I went to go pop a squat, and I was good. And I was like, oh, I'm good. And I had my hand on the bar, and I let go. And for some reason, I let go. But then for some reason, I leaned back. So I went off with the goddamn brakes and just felt like 3 inches. And we were cracking up. And this one guy, like, it was very nice of him to want to, like, help me out, but it was also like, oh, I was cracking up. I said, and the dude was like, please, are you okay? And he was like, Paul told me that the guy was, like, looking at him, like, as if he was, like, the worst person in the world. Like, why aren't you helping her up? But we have this agreement. I told him, if I fall, please laugh at me and then help me up, you know? And I was cracking up. Mind you, I was cracking up. I was not crying. I was not like, eh. Like, I fell and immediately we both just started laughing. And I'm lying there just laughing. Like, I can't believe I did that. And the guy's like, are you okay? And at one point, I just had to, like, try to, like, you know, just get on my side and just go, dude, I'm fine. I'm gonna laugh it off. I'm fine. And part of me wanted to be like, dude, fuck off. Because it's like, dude, I'm fine. Just let me laugh. let me laugh this off. Laughed at my dumbass fell. I think in like the little booty picture, you could kind of see like there's like a yellow mark on the floor from where I fell because my skates are painted. So it was like, it was so funny. Oh my god. Oh, it was so funny. It was perfect. I think the sound of my helmet hitting the floor was pretty loud because it's plastic, and I didn't I have a wig on, so like I didn't hit my head. My head hit the freaking helmet, and the helmet just went bap like on the floor. So it made it seem worse. Again, I'm fine, like I used to play ice hockey, like slightly slipping on like fucking linoleum is fine. I don't even think it's linoleum, but any surface like that I call linoleum. Anyway, but yeah, like I've fallen on my tailbone 3 times kind of shit. I've played like full contact sports, like that is nothing. I'm like, honey, that was nice of you to try to help me up, but just, oh my god. There was this whole like shit that happened prior. So, if you've seen the C2E2 vlog from last year, we were talking about driving there, and Paul was like, oh yeah, it's only like 11 to 12 hours from your house, and I'm like, okay, and I was like, can you do it? He's like, yeah. And so we decided to do that. Well, one, if I got the artist alley table, obviously it would be a lot easier to move stuff around, and 2, if we could. So I didn't get artist alley, so we decided just to go. And because earlier in the month we went to Monsterpalooza, and this is the first time we ever did like 2 big cons in 1 month, like this is the first for me. I kind of do like it because it's like you get to do one convention, you do another, and you're kind of like you're on like this kind of momentum thing where like you go to a convention, you go back to your kind of like day job for a week, and then you go to another convention, and then like it's good. Like for me, like I like going to these conventions because like it inspires me and re-energizes me to keep doing art, because I see fellow artists and all that stuff and talk to them, and it's good because after a while, it does get mundane in your day job talking about the same fucking bullshit over and over again, anyway, because like I said, we went to Monsterpalooza, and that's in California, so obviously we had to fly, so our budget for, in general, was just much lower, because we were technically would have to have had bought tickets for both like at the same time, like bought for Cali and maybe in like a couple days later buy for that, or at least a week or so after, and we both didn't really have the means to do so, even though flying to Chicago is obviously a shorter flight and less money, but still, because obviously we later still had the hotel to pay, yada yada yada, so budgeting, he was like, what, we can still drive. And whatchamacallit, like Paul did have a car for some time, but now he doesn't, and we're like, fine, we can rent, yada yada, we rented when we were in like Pasadena and all that stuff, and it was fine. There was this whole kerfuffle with like the rental company giving him like a runaround, so we were like, okay, fine, yada yada, we could still get there like Thursday night, maybe Friday morning, as in Friday at 2 in the morning kind of stuff. Like, okay, that's not so bad. And then, like, it just kept dragging on to the point where, like, I literally just, like, called my mom while she was at work being like, can we borrow your car? And she's like, well, if that's your last resort, like, I'm not gonna say no. And, like, she's a very supportive mother, all that stuff. Like, in all honesty, like, we looked at last minute flights, but the fact that, like for my costume, that sword, like it's not collapsible, obviously I didn't want to pay like $1 bajillion to get an overnight shift to Chicago. It would cost probably the same amount for as an oversized bag to put onto an airplane, but mainly like after we got back from Monsterpalooza, my hard case, which I purposely bought for mainly like cons and like flights and all that stuff, come back from Cali, it's cracked. I'm gonna have to like Bondo the shit out of it. So I'm just like, if that happened to my hard case I spent a good amount of money on, what about this sword that's just covered in a little bit of, like bubble wrap and cardboard? So I'm like, no, I can't. I just couldn't. I was like, no, the anxiety of feeling that I'm like, if my sword is broken, what's the, like, that's like You know, it's like some costumes you might, if you have the prop, that's great. If you don't, I'm like, no, like that's like, you know. Anyway, so fine, fuck it. He comes over, we drive, and we're good. We're like, all right, cool. We will get there. You know, fine, fuck it. We'll get there probably like 10 a.m. 10 a.m. And then we're like a third of the way into fucking Pennsylvania. The car gets a flat tire. And so we are like snail pacing it, like at max 50 miles an hour through the rest of Pennsylvania. Because it's, you know, in the middle of the night, so nothing is open, you know, to fix a flat or get a new tire. The only thing that's available is, you know, like stuff for commercial trucks, obviously. So it, you know, we were like, fuck it, no, we're gonna still coast on by. I'm not just gonna stay a night in Pennsylvania. You know, like, no, this car still works. We just have to move slower. So we go all the way in the morning. So in the morning we reach like Ohio, and it's like 8 in the morning, and we could get like a fucking Pep Boys, and we like get a new like tire. Mind you, by that time we should have been halfway through goddamn Indiana. You know, and when we went to the Pep Boys and they like saw, you know, we had like a Jersey license plate on the car, they're like, where are you guys going? We're like, Chicago. They're like, oh, you know, that's still 6 hours away. And we're like, so even then, we're like, okay, 6 hours, we'll get there by like 2, maybe 3. You know, and all I'm thinking is like, great, I'm gonna do late check-in, which did cost me. It did cost me because I did do late check-in because it was last minute and all that, you know, terms and condition, you know, guarantee stuff on your card, kerfuffle. Fine, I get it. It sucks. It does piss me off a little though. So technically, I did pay for like a day. I didn't sleep there. Anyway, so then, you know, the tire gets fixed. We freaking haul ass the rest of the way. We hit Indiana. Every 4 miles, there's road construction. So every 4 miles, we're like, and it was like, oh my god, I was getting so aggravated. And so then finally we get into Illinois, and we get into city limits of Chicago. And because of the whole like go, stop, go of like part in Indiana, when we get to Illinois, again, it added so much time. By then, it's like afternoon rush hour. It's like practically fucking 5 o'clock. So we're like, and I'm just looking at the map. It's like the hotel is literally just 5 minutes away. Oh my god, it's taking us forever. We finally get to the hotel. Obviously, by then, everything is fine. I had to just have like a whiny bitch moment for reasons, you know. But other than that, like after all that, the con was great. We enjoyed our time. We ate. We were fat kids. You know, we got to see some sights, not all. Obviously, because we were late. We saw some things we wanted to see. The drive back was a fucking breeze. Oh my god, the drive back was a fucking breeze. Every few hours, we would stop to go pee and, you know, like, whatchamacallit, fuel up, eat, you know, rest for a bit, and then we're going on for another few hours, and then repeat. And it didn't even feel like with all the stops and all that shit, it ended up being more like 15 hours, or like, because there were some parts we hit traffic, you know, again, mainly because of road construction. Other than that, yeah, like, it was a breeze of a drive, because we were just chit-chatting, we're putting stuff on YouTube and Netflix, all that shit, we're, you know, shooting the shit, listening to music, all that stuff. It was great. The drive to it, you know, but the drive back was such a fucking breeze, and it literally would have been the same way that way, if not for the goddamn flat tire. But anyway, C2E2 2017. It was tons of fun. I really want to go. I don't want to say guaranteed, because they already have the date for next year. It's going to be early April. And if, and if Monsterpalooza is at the same exact time, I'm going to have to choose Monsterpalooza over it, because, as I've said in my vendor videos, all that stuff, you have to go where your art is more relatable, and, you know, so obviously Monsterpalooza makes more sense with my art than with C2E2, in all honesty, even though I do have a comic out. But anyway, now I finally actually have a vlog that makes sense and not just blurbs. Alright, cameras go overheat. Alright, bye.